I don't know what the fuck happened to Carlos Rodon this year, but I think it had a lot to do with the injuries. Let's talk about all the injuries he went through this year. These injuries started back in spring training. Elbow strain. Cool. Already something to be worried about, especially with a guy like Rodon who has significant health concerns leading into this year. Age 30 season, first year of a mega deal. Well, and his mega deal for him, you know. And then during his rehab process, he dealt with a back issue. The same back issue that caused setback after setback, which also needed a cortisone shot. Not to mention, he called it chronic in an interview. I bet that we start hearing reports about how Rodon was pitching through it the whole year, which wouldn't surprise me considering the up and downs in performance. And then we saw the velo completely dip off in the last start, but I'm getting ahead of myself because before we even made it to the last start of the season, he had a hamstring issue, which caused him to go on the IL. And it sounds like it's just connected when you think about like your back, your hamstrings, all those motions the pitcher goes through, those mechanics. It's all connected. And I wonder if it all stems from overcompensating because of the elbow in the first place. We know it's a lost year. I do think it was heavily influenced by injury. This is my belief on the process. I do think that we will see a big discount coming into next year. And honestly, given the skills I still think are there, I'm willing to buy the dip if it's low enough. I don't want him anything more than probably an SP3. If he's going above, like, I think I could see him going where Darvish went this year, where you're getting Darvish as a back end SP2, low end SP3, or high end SP3. I think he belongs in that range, and I'd probably be willing to give him a shot there if I build properly for him. You know, take a couple guys that are known as being safer. If I paired him with like a Gosman and or Logan Gilbert type, like guys I just expect to pitch full seasons, I think Rodon's a great upside play at that pick and all about roster construction at that point. But at the end of the day, I understand fading him. You can argue drafting him in general is bad process, and I understand that, but I do think that he will fit a certain team build at a certain cost because I do think the skills are still there. Just knock down those inning projections. But I do believe that the production will be way better than what we saw. I believe he'll get right in the offseason, come out in his second year in New York, and honestly have a really strong season on a per inning basis because I don't think he'll stay healthy for a full season. But Carlos Rodon, lost season, chalking it up to injuries, and we move forward.